All right, so this is going to be like the very first video, very first recording for anybody that's new. This video will be recorded and I will upload it on YouTube, bro. So if you need to watch it again, it will be there. So when it comes to trading, the very first thing that you should know is that trading with real money does involve risk. Making money with trading is not easy, but if you practice and you follow what I tell you, it does become easy and you're able to actually like make a living out of it. So the only way that can happen is if you understand from the moment you start that this isn't going to be an easy road. You have a lot to learn. And the first thing that you need to know is that we're going to trade by probabilities and we're trading by percentage. So we're risking a certain percent, and we know that this trading environment is a probabilistic environment. So what I mean by that is that it's full of probabilities. Um, a lot of times you can try out setups, but they won't play out because they're not going to just give it to you that easy. So knowing that the markets is manipulated also, we need to come to this with a very careful mentality, not get excited, and understand that everything in life that earns money, you got to work for it. You know, they're not going to just hand it to you for free. This isn't just a video game where you can come in here and just make free money. They're not going to give it to you that easy. So you got to study. You got to get familiar with how the markets move. You got to get familiar with using these time frames together. So on your phone, you can favorite the 1 month, the 1 week, the daily by pressing and holding it. It'll let you favorite it. So there's going to be tabs here on the top where you're able to favorite these tools. You're going to favorite the 1 month, the 1 week, the daily. A lot of people, I don't really use the 4 hour. I use it a lot, but you only really need the 1 hour time frame. You don't really need the 4 hour, but you can favorite it too if you want to. So 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, and the 5 minute. Am I recording? Yeah, I am. And then there's the 1 minute. So you're gonna favorite those. Now moving on to the next thing. On the right hand side of my screen here, you can see that I have a bunch of tools. You're gonna favorite this trend line, and it's gonna be recorded, so you don't have to do this super like right away because under recording you can go back and watch it and favorite these so that I don't have to wait on you because I'm just gonna keep going. So trend line, horizontal line, you're gonna favorite that horizontal ray, vertical line. Then you're gonna come down into here. You're gonna favorite this fib retracement. You're gonna favorite the long position, the short position. You're gonna favorite this brush, this highlighter, this arrow, not the arrow marker, but the arrow, the rectangle, and the ellipse. You're gonna favorite this text, and these are just emojis. All right, so now that you got all these tools favorited, you might not have it favorited because I went through it super fast. Let's break down this monthly time frame. So we're on the highest time frame of the chart on the monthly, on the highest time frame of the chart. All right. So being that we're on the highest time frame of the chart, we're able to see what type of patterns the chart has. So we're gonna label some patterns. ¿Puedes traer agua, mami? Agua fría con hielo. Pero hay piña frisada, va. Okay, agua fría con piña frisada. All right, so we got this uptrend, we're gonna use this brush right here. So we got this high point. We got this higher low point, a new higher high point, a new higher low point, a new higher high point, and then it goes into a low point, not a higher low. So uptrends move from higher high to higher low, higher high to higher low, higher high. So if I were to label this, this is a low point, higher high, higher low, because it's higher than this low. That's why it's called a higher low. Higher high, higher low, and then that's a new high, higher high. Excuse me. Drink water.
No.
Then let me label these real quick. So when you click a tool, it always pulls out a menu tab where you're able to go into your settings and write text into it. So there's going to be a low point, low point, high point, do higher high point, higher high point, higher low point, higher high, higher low. Then there's one more box up in here. Take the box out, the rectangle out. This is our new higher high point. Top. Right. So an uptrend, bro, moves like this. Where you got a lot of arrow. Got a low point, higher high, higher low point, higher high, higher low, higher high. All right, so let's break that down. This is a low point because it's the lowest, higher high because it's the first high point, higher low because it's higher than this low point. That's why it's called a higher low. Higher high because it's higher than this high point, so it's a higher high, higher low because it's higher than this low point, and then a new higher high because it's higher than this high point. Now, in the scenario where the market only comes right here and then it comes down, this wouldn't be called a higher high point. This right here, this right here wouldn't be called a higher high point because it didn't close above this high. It would just be called a high point. So there's scenarios where it doesn't make a higher high. In a scenario where it doesn't make a higher high, bro, like this one,
Me.
in a scenario where it makes a higher high, I meant to say this. In a scenario where it makes a higher high, that's an uptrend, the valid uptrend. In a scenario where it fails to make a new high and it just comes back down, that's the uptrend being tired. It's exhausted. Okay. So you could screenshot this because this is going to help you identify uptrends. The higher high, higher low, higher high. Did you screenshot it already? I'm about to delete it. Deleting it in two,
Yeah, I screenshot it.
1, 0. All right. So just like in this uptrend, got higher high, higher low. Let me move this out the way. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then it gets tired. It didn't make a new higher low, it's a higher high. It turned into a downtrend. All right. So in the moments where it turns into a downtrend, that's like this. So it makes a new high, and then it makes a low point, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So when the market is making lower lows and lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, that's a downturn. So let's mark that out. This is high point. This is lower high point. I mean lower low point. Or let's just call it low point. Then this is a lower high point. Then this low. Then this lower high point. It's down here. Lower low point. Okay. So let me know if you screenshot that because this is a downtrend. Put right here, valid downtrend. Then you can screenshot it. Give me a second. You could delete the other screenshot. Right here, valid. Inside. All right. Did you take a screenshot yet?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
All right. Now let's go with the downtrend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. One thing I want you to notice is that these are boxes, right? You see these boxes and they have hairs in them, like little wicks, little candle wicks. You see that? Even though these are boxes, don't think of it as something confusing to look at or something scary to look at or confusing because it's not, because it's just lines. These boxes is literally just these lines going down, lower high, down, lower high, down, lower high, down. Because when I switch it, you see? You see that, right? It's just lines. It's just going down, lower high, down. It's just going down, pulling back, down, pulling back, down, pulling back, down. Now, anything that falls, behaves this way in a graph. Whether you're looking at a heartbeat, whether you're looking at someone's um, brain scan, whatever it is, when it starts downtrending, that's how it looks like. Hold on. Hey, look. This is a graph for a heart rate. Okay. It's the same thing. When it goes down, it's lower, low, lower, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. You see that? When it starts going back up, it's higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. And then it gets tired, then it goes back down, goes back up, goes back down. You see that, right? So it's the same thing with this, but these are candles. Okay. So down, going back up, down, going back up, down, going back up. So any move that goes down gets corrected. When you're in a trend, this movement down from right here, from right here, from right here to right here, it gets corrected. Not all the time when the graph is moving. It doesn't all the way get corrected like this. Sometimes it'll just come halfway like that and then keep going down. You feel me? And then sometimes they'll take out one in the middle, but play off of this. But play off of this. It'll create a trend downwards and then wipe the whole trend out, play off of this, and then it will come lower. You feel me, bro? I don't know if you're feeling me.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now that we know that, the uptrend is the same. One second, I'm trying to get this piece of pineapple out of here. All right. The uptrend is the same. An uptrend will create structure like this just to come into the zone like that and then play off, bro, real dirty. You feel me? So it'll create this uptrend just to wipe the whole uptrend out. Okay, I'm showing you some good stuff right here, bro. You gotta really pay attention. So wipe the whole uptrend out and then take it, then take off and clear this high. See that? You see how it's the same thing as the downtrend? So pretend this reverses the downtrend, creates this middle guy right here, and then takes it out, and then it dies down. Now it's flipped. This is the uptrend, creates this middle guy right here in the middle, goes higher, then it wipes the whole thing out, and then it plays. You see that, bro?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now let's look at some examples. Okay. Here's an uptrend. Okay. So we got these candles. Let's play it. Okay, so you see that there's an uptrend forming, right? This
Yeah.
is eventually going to get taken back and it's going to come into here. Then it's going to come one more time into here, possibly, and then it's going to take off. Oh no. And if it doesn't come into there, it's going to just come into here and then it's going to take off. Hey, el perrito. ¿No? Okay, el perrito. You see that, bro?
Yeah.
Then it comes into here eventually. Remember, I told you that? Comes into here eventually, and then it'll take off.
Right.
Seeing this, right?
Yeah. Yo, Ivan.
So it came into here, it came into here, took off. This is the part where it got exhausted, so it turned into a downtrend. Right here, it broke back to the upside. So it could probably come back into this zone and play again. And if it doesn't come into there, it's going to come into here, like how it did right here, and then it will play because it's following an uptrend. So remember, high point, low point, higher point, higher low point, higher point, higher low point, higher high, higher low, higher high, until it gets exhausted. And that's how the markets move, brother. So we gotta be in these boxes right here. When it goes into a new high and it pulls back into the higher low point, we need to be in here. Goes into this high, pulls back into that higher low point, we need to be in there. Goes back into a high point, pulls back into this higher low point, we need to be in these little moves right here. Okay. This lessons on the daily time frame. For homework, I want you to mark out your higher lows and your higher highs. You're gonna have the recording just in case you need to go back and look at it. So with the higher highs and higher lows, you can mark it out like this. Higher high, higher low. 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 Higher high. All right. Every uptrend that you see, as much as you can, mark it up like this. Then you can add HL on the higher low points and HH on the higher high points. HL, H, H, HL, H, 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 L. So you got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And you can screenshot that to me and send it to my Telegram so I can grade your paper. And like I was saying earlier, if you forget how to use the tools, you know, if you forget how to use any of these things, remember to fix your chart properly. You got to use these graph on the right hand side, these numbers on the right hand side, so that you're able to shrink your chart, expand it so that your candles look clean in the screen. And then on the bottom here, you got another set of numbers, which is the years on the bottom that allows you to expand your chart, squeeze it, so that when you're on this monthly time frame, because the homework is on the monthly time frame, when you're on this monthly time frame, you're able to see your screen good. And remember, you can use any area of the screen. I use all the way that back here. And you can use anything. You can use XAU, you can use GC, CL, ES. And these are different things that we trade. These are called assets, different assets that we trade. So if you need help with the homework, feel free to contact me. I'll help you out for like a good 5 minutes, 6 minutes, but after that, you're on your own. Just make sure it's on the monthly. And that's it for my first class, bro. Do you have any questions? I'm breaking down basic stuff only.
All right, yeah. I have one question.
Yeah,
What's the purpose of trading?
to make money.
Make money? All right. And
That's
for
why
example, like,
that's why people trade.
yeah, but like I wonder like if you do like a trading, you gotta be into it for like 2 hours or 3 hours or how it go.
You talking about how long you have to pay attention to it?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
All right. For trading, this is the best part. Drill this into your head as soon as possible. My God, I got a brain freeze. Oh, fuck. I'm eating frozen pineapple slices. All right, hold up. All right, so the best thing about trading, drill this into your head. Out of everything that we spoke about, this is the most important thing you got to learn. Trading, you always got to be paying attention to your charts, but that doesn't mean you're always going to be on your charts all the time for many, many hours.
Right.
What I mean by you're always going to be paying attention to your charts is on your phone, you have access to TradingView all the time, just like if it was Instagram. So always paying attention to your charts by checking the phases that you're in because there's different market phases. I got to teach you those. Once you understand the market phases and you're able to mark them out, you don't have to be on your charts all the time because you will already have your charts marked out on the higher time frame. So you'll just wait for the chart to get to your area. And when it's in your area, you can use the confirmations that I taught you to get into a trade. And to do all that, it only takes an hour, not even, maybe 30 minutes, because you're going to mark out your charts for like a good minute, like a good 10 minutes maybe. And then by the
Right.
time the chart gets to your area, 2 days or 4 days has already passed. So it's a lot of waiting. So you don't got to be on the chart at all. So when
Okay.
the market finally gets to your area, like right here, because when your market finally gets to your area, like right here, then you can get in. But throughout the whole time that you were waiting for it to get into your area, it was doing this, waiting to get down there. Then when it finally gets to your area that you're interested in, which is certain areas that I'm going to be teaching you, like the institutional candle, right under imbalance, that is your area to get in for a buy. And then that's the only time where you're going to be actually paying attention because you're going to get in and then you're going to cash out whenever you got your risk to reward hit. That's another thing I got to teach you. I got to teach you risk to reward.
Right.
You don't know what risk to reward is yet. So there's a lot of things that we got to learn. That's why I offer a monthly subscription. I offer a lifetime subscription because you're not going to learn all these things overnight. All of these things that we talk about is going to be conversations that we're going to have over and over, or it's going to be conversations that we have. And then throughout the time that we have our conversations, you'll learn little by little like that. You feel me? And
Yes,
then
sir.
eventually you'll learn how to place your own trades. So when I call out a trade to the team or when I call out a trade to you, you're able to get in and put in a stop loss so that you're not losing more than you should. That's another thing I got to teach you. Getting in a trade, putting in a stop loss. I got to teach you what a stop loss is also. So right now you're in the really early stages of learning. So don't be in a rush to learn. You know, I recommend for you to message me as much as you can so that we can keep doing Zoom meetings. Because if you don't schedule these Zoom meetings, the month is gonna be over and you just paid $50 for nothing. You didn't even learn anything. So you just gotta make sure you're getting your money's worth. You got to make sure every time we get into a Zoom meeting, you're actually going home and doing the homework that I told you. I already left you homework. I want to see if you actually do it. And it's not easy to do homework
Hold on.
because you're
I'll
by
connect to
yourself.
the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because you're by yourself and it's like, damn, I don't feel like doing that shit. You just want to chill. But if you want to make money, you got to do the stuff that makes you uncomfortable. And marking out this shit on your chart isn't hard at all. It's only hard because it's new to you. But once you learn how to do it, it's super easy, bro. You just gotta
Okay.
play around with the app a little bit, figure it out. It's gonna be awkward at first, but you'll get it within a little bit of time. It only took my other friend like not even a week to learn how to use Tradingview because he kept going at it. He kept asking me questions. He kept going on the Zoom meetings. And then it took him 2 months. It took him 2 months after he joined to pass his test. So now he has a real 50K account. And he's only been with me in the group for 2 months, bro. He's going on to month 3 now.
Nice. Hey, that's dope, bro.
But yeah, bro.
Mhm. All right, then that's it.
Any other questions for me?
Nah, that's it.
All right, bro.
All
I'm
right,
going
G.
to upload this on YouTube and I'll send you the link when I'm done.
I bet.
All right, peace out, man.
All right, peace.